and watch us where we go, and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe. I pray we'll find your light and hold it in our hearts. When stars go out each night, remind us where you are. Let this be our when shadows fill our day. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. A world where pain and sorrow will be ended, and every heart that's broken will be mended. And we'll remember we are all God's children, reaching out to touch you, reaching for the sky. We ask that life be kind, watch us from above. We hope each soul will find another soul to love. Let this be our prayer, just like every child needs to find a place, guide us with your grace, give us faith so we'll be safe. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Flip it feeling what? That's right, all right. It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. We're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke. Oh, he'll light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. He said, John, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La 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 la, la 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. I hope you are, and you've got us feeling all right. Paul, he's a real estate novelist who never had time for a wife. And he's talking with Davy, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. Oh, and the waitress is practicing politics as the businessman slowly gets stoned. They're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. La 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 la, la 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. It's a pretty good crowd for a Sunday. Yeah. And the manager. She's the manager.
I'm the manager.
Has always been.
Give
I hope
you
you're
a
liking
smile.
the look, by the way. I hope you're liking the look.
Yeah, they think that you're incognito tonight.
Incognito. Yeah. It's not a
Whoever-
word that's often
whoever he is.
associated with me, is it?
Whoever Incognito is.
Incognito, the band. Yeah, I think it's time you went. And with the man who actually formed the band Imagination, Incognito is a little bit, well, we can't have that. Anyway, Sue, so tell me, love,
Yes,
had a
darling.
good week?
Oh, well, it's been busy.
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks, isn't it?
Awfully busy.
How have you been out there? A good week, bad week?
Are you all right, people?
Yeah, because I know many of you write in. You can say if you write in and tell us if you've had
tell
a
us
terrible
what you're
week.
up to. Go on, tell us what you're up to.
Because some of this, it could be interesting. Otherwise, as normally, it might be completely of no interest to us at all. So no, really, just write in whenever you want.
No, we're interested. We want to know.
And I have to say that you lot have been, they've been the most loyal lot. And I'm very thankful for those of you tuning in week by week to show 130, whatever it was. I know that somebody's going to tell. 133 since we started 3.5 years ago. So and
it doesn't feel like that at all.
First meeting of the group together will be on Wednesday at the
Yes.
Retreat House near Marlow. We're all coming together for the first time ever in 3.5 years. Well, not all, actually.
We've been threatening it for a while, but this is the first one.
Time at the Retreat House, and we're going to have a great time, and you're going to play your instruments, and that's going to be very frightening for many of us. But you're going to come, and we're going to have a great time. And but we hope tonight you're going to have a great time listening to our special guests, Bev and Errol, and they've got a story to tell and a half. From greatness to greatness and everything in between. And they're real people, and we met them in the summer, and you're going to love hearing them talk. It's a wonderful thing. We just had a sandwich with them, and seeing Errol eat was a thing to behold, to be honest. And I don't think you've ever fed him before, really Bev. Quickly. That's clearly the case. We're not going to do the. We're not doing the big.
It's been a long way. It's a long journey.
It's a long journey. It was. So we're not going to show you them yet. We're going to do the big reveal in a minute because they are dead cool and looking great. Now I think it's a pretty good crowd for Sunday.
It is.
And the manager gives me a smile. Because she knows that it's me they've been coming to see. Just to establish that. They know that it's me they've been coming to see. To forget about life for a while. Oh, and the piano, it sounds like a carnival. And the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar. And say, man, what are you doing here? La 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 la. La 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Tumultuous applause dies down and the piano dies from the Steinway here. We welcome you to another 133rd show, JV Live from the Steinway room. And I've got a tea towel here. I have no idea what it's doing here, but there you go.
And don't tell them you were doing the drying up, because you were not.
Seriously not. Anyway, I'm going to just do that for a moment. Just say hello,
that's
how
better.
you doing?
Have you got your proper glasses?
What do you mean, proper glasses?
Your proper
Aren't these
glasses?
my proper glasses?
No.
Yes, I do have my proper glasses.
We need to see those flashing eyes,
yeah,
those
not
ones
yet.
that were always
in
mentioned in the papers.
Well, all right. But here's the song. I recorded it in 2008. I've never performed it live ever. So here it is. See if I remember. Going on in my life. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. And all of my life I didn't want to be lonely, no. And all of my life seemed I was so cool. All of my life I'm trying so hard to get myself together. That's right. And all of my life, all I really needed was you. And all of my life been trying to tell me that you love me, And all of my life trying so hard to get through. Oh yeah, and all of my life trying to satisfy my soul. And all of my life, all I really needed was you. All right, Ben, play that sax. And all of my life, I've been looking. Yes, yes, I have. And all of my life, you've been looking too. Oh, and all of my life, I didn't know what my soul was searching for. And all of my life, all I really needed was you. See how high my voice is. All my life, oh, I needed Jesus. And all of my life, I really needed the Lord. And all of my life, oh, I needed salvation. And all of my life, all I really needed was you. So am I. And all of my life, I really needed the Lord. Oh, and all of my life, I needed salvation. And all of my life, all I really needed was you. Spot the deliberate mistake there. I need you. Come on. There's Tracy Riggins singing there. When I'm good, I need you. When I'm bad, I need you. When I'm happy, I need you. When I'm sad, I need you. Oh, I need you, Jesus. I need you. Oh, yes, I do. Be near me, Lord Jesus. I need you. I ask you to stay. I need you. Close beside me. I need you. All the way. I need you. I need you. Now here's something I didn't even hear. Backing track, we forgot to cut it off, so listen. This is Ben Castle playing sax. Is that? He just played on.
Yeah, I love it.
I love that. Yeah. It just makes me.
Ben, we need you.
Yeah, and I've never heard it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, because that in a recording studio is
that's a magic moment.
Split screen.
Well, I'll have to do
on.
split screen now.
Right,
They were
put
singing
it
along
on.
to that one. Can I just say, the community absolutely loved that last night. They were absolutely loving it.
Love it.
Yeah, I love the upbeatness of it, and
Right.
said we could dance to this track.
Oh, well done.
Rachel's having a bit of a problem calling them up on screen, so
Oh, really?
yeah, is not playing ball tonight.
Oh.
she's getting there, but we just have to keep talking.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, can you put you up on screen? No. No. Okay. Oh, it's a
Oh, I'm on screen. You're not on the screen. Oh, yes, there we are. You're on the screen, and I'm on the screen.
Are we all on now?
We're on now.
Oh, but nothing on the
You
on
and
the
I
big
are
camera.
on. She's just sorting it out.
Okay, in which case, while you're sorting it, I'll sing another song by
Good.
Bit Old Blue Eyes. This is a real kind of melancholy bit. I love this song. It's a very sad song, but I love this this arrangement that goes right back to about 1954, something like that. And it's... In the wee small hours of the morning, when the whole wide world is fast asleep, I lay awake and think about the girl. Can you just tell while we Right. So the camera's not working. Where's the song? And then listen, this is a deliberate mistake.
The idea is that he needs me.
I'll take me to the alley. There it is. What? I blame you for this. I should do if I should gain, but I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do it one more time. You ready? One more time. And if you're listening in Idaho, this is what happens when you go live, okay? When you're on the beach, in a beach thingy in Idaho, apparently that's what you're listening to. And this. In the wee small hours of the morning, when the whole wide world is fast asleep, you lie awake and think about the girl, and never ever think of counting sheep. When your lonely heart has learned its lesson, you'd be hers if only she would call. In the wee small hours of the morning, that's the time you miss her most of all. When your lonely heart has learned its lesson, you'd be hers if only she would call. In the wee small hours of the morning, that's the time you miss her most of all.
You should, do you know what? You should take this up professionally.
Really? No.
It's really very good. Very good.
It's right.
career ahead
You know,
of you, no?
I never knew the song until I happened to be listening to. Have we got them?
No, she's struggling a bit tonight. So just.
Sorry, no, we can't. So
No,
why don't
just
we
think-
put a video on? And
Oh, there we are. There we are.
There we are. And then, ladies and gentlemen, here they are.
Yeah,
Here they are. Look,
we're here.
she's not
Fantastic.
struggling. She's in.
Fantastic.
And
Rachel,
and
you're
everybody,
amazing.
look. Can I just say, there it is. Here it is. There it is. Sue's the only one who's not cool, all right?
Well, we all
She's
knew
uber
that. That
cool.
is not news.
All right. Hey, guys, Errol, Bev, lovely to see you here tonight.
Oh,
And
what a treat to be here.
willkommen.
Music,
I've
you're
gotta-
singing.
Yeah, I mean, this room, I've got so much vibe. I honestly, it's a TV program. The whole vibe of this, it's wonderful to be in this environment here with you and just feeling the essence of what's going on here. People, this is amazing.
We're on the stage of the Covent
Yeah.
Garden Opera House.
really.
Right, now let's see your eyes. Let's see what you look like, because you're a good-looking pair, let's be honest. Look at you. They're absolutely
What a
brilliant.
handsome pair.
We're going back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Now, guys, I invited you. Let's go back to why we're here, you and I, and the four of us are here together. Because we would not have known you had it not been for a very weird four-wheel vehicle. AA.
The AA.
We saw
Non-Alcoholics
that.
Anonymous.
We saw that as well. But last summer, just tell a little bit about how we met, because I think met you once before, but that was it.
Well, it does go back. I'll start a little bit because, of course, the legendary Alex Aldous,
Yes.
+4s and
Hello, Alex.
Jaguars,
Yes, terribly, and Ed
Darling
Morgan.
Non,
Yeah.
and all the crew
Yes,
got together a crowd of us who have special cars.
they did.
Special cars, and
Special
you can
cars.
take over. And we've been friends really since we were teenagers. And Alex
Have
said,
you?
I think, I've known Alex since he was in his 20s.
You're joking.
Not long ago. And,
No, just a few
nip of time ago.
a few decades ago.
And he was as wonderfully eccentric and passionate and exciting as he is now. And he organised this fantastic trip of cars. And I said to Errol, do you know what? I think we could do this. I think our Saab might sneak in as a young pretender. And over to you to say what happened.
And actually, Alex saw my other Saab, which is a blue Saab convertible, and we were invited to come on the
Felt very honoured.
to come onto this amazing car cruise throughout Wales. And a few weeks before that, the car that I had, the gearbox went. So I said, and my pastor, who's a Saab specialist, says, don't worry, I've got the perfect
It's
thing
good to
for
have
you.
a pastor who's a Saab
Yes,
specialist.
he's a
isn't it?
Saab
That's the-
specialist. And so,
That's the very first thing to state.
so he said, I've got this amazing anniversary Saab, right? And it's silver and it's blue. It's got a blue top and everything, and it's so amazing. So I said, oh my goodness, Alex, I can now come on and actually do this.
Yeah.
We can do it, right?
How old is your car?
Well, it's 2001, but it's a special edition. They only made 500.
Yes.
250 in silver and 250 in black. And throughout the car, it's all colour-coded, all the seats
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful.
etc.
But I've sat in it.
One-off.
I've
One-off.
sat in it, and you can never sit in a Kia again. I think that's the only thing to say.
Can we say one thing, though, Jonathan? When everybody we all made contact the night before, had a great night.
Yeah.
And then we saw all the Jaguars and
I
Morrises
know, you and us
everything
the
coming
same.
past. And
Yeah.
we were under our car
Yes.
at that
Yeah.
point because we were in the pouring rain and the car wouldn't start.
Yeah.
And so we saw everybody going past.
Yeah.
That was
that was a
1937.
This has
Yeah.
gone horribly wrong.
I rang my pastor. I only had a car a couple of months. I actually got it on my birthday, which was in June. And I go, gosh, I'm not actually putting in mileage on this car. And the petrol pump was going,
So we had to
you know.
bash it with a hammer.
So
good.
in actual fact, I spoke to, and he said, no, just bash the petrol tank and you get it going. Thank you very much, Alex, because it so worked.
Yeah.
So we
If
got
in
going
doubt.
again. And
And
it
the rest is
lasted
history.
throughout
Lasted
the
the
whole
whole
tour.
tour.
Meeting you and
Yeah.
Well,
Sue
although you did
and-
have a little accident with your...
Oh my goodness.
Yes, you had a little accident moment, didn't you? Where you
Yeah,
hit the...
I did. Yes.
and in St David's, wasn't
Oh,
it?
that was, I tell you where
gosh,
it was.
yeah.
It was where they did the racing on the beach.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
That's St David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an incredible
And I was
place,
doing a
wasn't it?
U-turn actually, and I was looking. If no
For the
one's
car
slow,
park entry.
I actually went up the curb and put the front wheel out. Anyway, I got back and it was all balanced. Everything's all fine, but
Well, you and
Apart
us,
from us.
we were the by far the youngest.
Young pretenders.
We were
They're
the
young
teenagers at the
pretenders.
back.
yeah,
We had ours was 1999, 2000, and so we kind of, and then I think one of the people in the cathedral where we were doing this cathedral tour, people we
Yeah.
going from cathedral to cathedral and stopping in a hotel here. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And it was wonderful. And But the guy came up to me, the deputy dean or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
and he said, "Oh, well, I don't think you should be here, you know. I mean, look at that car. That's not a real car, is it? I mean, that's not vintage, is it? I mean, look at that. And everybody, Bev was going, I think it's old. I mean, it's not young. It's not young. And trying to make me feel better. But then I was going,
We were in there because my Saab was 2001 and
mine is 1999, 2000. Yeah.
come on.
But that moment
Close,
when
yeah.
you sang,
We were in there.
Do you remember we went to the cathedral where Non's father was?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
was, and it was their wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary. They played an organ recital
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It was
Yeah.
incredible.
And I
then
sat in the
you
dark
sang.
and sung,
Yeah.
"The Lord bless you and keep
It was
you."
wonderful.
And it was great because the cathedral was all sort of in the gloom, and
Yes.
they hadn't put the lights on. It was just.
That's right.
Oh, hang on a minute. I'm putting this
And
up
you know
on
what
the
was?
screen. So yeah, the cathedral was all in gloom and in the darkness. It was just the lights in the choir, and Jonathan was singing that song. It was stunning. It was just beautiful.
Well, it just
Very
it
important
benefited my
moments.
voice, didn't it? Have a little
Yeah.
bit of
Yeah,
reverb there.
it was
Yeah,
lovely.
but
And,
that's what I was going to say actually, because the ambience of the cathedral really projected your voice as a natural echo that was in there.
We all
So
died and
weren't
went to
with
heaven,
you.
basically.
Yeah, loved it.
It was
Loved
wonderful.
But
Did you know I recorded that?
did you?
I did.
Oh.
I've got it.
You've got it. You've released it as a single. I
have. Royalties are
Now,
coming to
listen,
you.
let us get to you, because I think actually, and it was such a pleasure meeting
was-
you guys and chatting. What was very impressive to me, I mean, Alex had introduced us as, this was Errol of Imagination. Well, of course, that tweaked my thing, because at the time, that was where I was. And I know I've got a friend, Al, who's the same age, as slightly younger than me, and he said he went to see you play at, I think it was the local university. What's the university close to him? At University Band, and you were on the stage with Gary Glitter.
That's Oxford. I'll never forget that.
Right.
That was Oxford.
Gary
yeah.
Glitter, and he said you were by far the best band that and he loved Imagination. He's always loved them, and a great friend of mine. He's a lovely musician and a great musician, and he just said he wanted to say that to you, that you all those years ago he went to the gig and he came out and he thought this was the best band.
Wow.
And now,
Thank you.
could you just tell us, just briefly, so that people get a kind of context, and those of the people who are watching are of an age, so they will remember this. Can you just sing one of their hits? Because we're not allowed to play most of the stuff because it's copyright and we get gonged on.
I'll just give you some hints. Body talk. It's just an illusion. Flashback.
Flashback?
Yeah.
That's the one.
In and out of love. In and out of love. just a few.
Right, that's you. Now you, the Techno Twins.
Falling in love again, never wanted to. What am I to do? I can't help it.
Did you use that? That was the sing.
And then I did Queen of the Rapping
scene.
Scene, which was, don't kid yourself, you waste of space. You're a super slob with an ugly face. Next time you try to make a pass, just stick to women in your class. Because I'm the queen. I'm the queen.
I'm the queen of the rapping scene.
I'm the queen.
I'm the queen. I'm the queen of the rapping scene.
Let me hear it.
Woo! I get employed a lot at Christmas.
Now and what was great, and I think people don't, just to get a grip here, people, the bands at the time, you had albums of greatest hits. Now, when you have greatest hits, I've had one number one hit in my life, and I cannot release, of all my 23, I can't release the greatest hits of JV because I only really had one greatest hit. And so I'm deeply jealous of you guys who've had albums of greatest hits of Imagination, greatest hits of Techno Twins.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that and I thought, I cannot deny there was a little bit. All right.
I mean, Jonathan, well, we've had 14 hit records, would you believe it?
I mean, they
14.
14 and all, changes. That's another song.
Yes.
Caught in the middle of a new dimension.
Yeah.
There's
The Heat
so
of
many
Night.
So
songs.
many. Did
In
you
the
write
hit-
these
in
yourself?
yeah, we co-wrote. And do you know where we wrote a lot of these songs in the first album?
Hold it close,
Can you
'cause I know what
imagine?
you'll-
Can you imagine you've got a hit record?
Yes.
We're touring through France, doing little shows to build up to the big TV thing, because
Yes.
that's what you do just to get a wider dimension of an audience, right? Yeah. And in the back, we got a phone call from the record company that says, "Gosh, we've got a hit here. We've got in Italy, Spain. It's off the hook, and we need an album."
Yeah.
An album. We only had the
you've got-
one track.
so that's
just the
12
one.
tracks you've got to do.
Yeah. So we had exactly. So So we started to write in the back of a Citroen as we went from town to town promoting the one track, And before you know it, then we were on French TV. Then we were in America. That's when I met you. I met you in Atlanta at the DJ convention, which was like 5,000 people.
1981.
That's 1981. And in 1982, just
The year we got married.
So I was with Modern Romance.
And
Modern Romance.
In America, we toured America, and we were doing. The British bands then were doing sort of club breakthrough tours, so we had to do little dance things.
Yeah,
didn't we?
you had.
And record.
Which imagination
were anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, you were
we
great
used to do
dancers.
dance routines.
Dance routine.
I mean,
How did you do dance
bit more
routines
interesting
on the
for me.
drums?
Well, I used to come off the drums.
Seriously?
Yeah, percussion player.
With
In
his
actual
gold lamy
fact-
hot pants on.
Yeah, and
Well, look at him.
I
He's
used
so
to come
slim
on,
now, isn't he?
and we used to do. We used to actually go to the Pineapple to learn all these
In
routines.
fact, the Strictly
Yeah.
guy and Bruno used to
Bruno
teach you.
used to. Yeah.
Yeah, Bruno used to be at Pineapple.
Yeah.
And Arlene Phillips, all that lot, they were
Yeah.
teachers then, back
Yeah.
in the
Right.
day.
Yeah.
So we used to go and have to learn these little dance routines. Because it was interesting for me, because Errol's a natural dancer.
Yes.
But I used to look at the mirror, and I'd be doing, I thought I'd be really well, but I seemed to kick people. It's because I was looking at the mirror and doing everything back to But I got it together in the end.
Actually, were you not a natural dancer?
Well, that wasn't the thing that I did. No,
You
not
did
really.
music and it was-
mainly the music, songwriting, and
What
that.
was your background then, in terms of musicians?
Well, for me, background was church originally, actually, because Dad
on.
was a preacher, Mum played the piano, and I sang songs.
Let me see your eyes. People need to see your eyes now.
And
That's
I
it.
used to sing.
She's telling the truth.
And my
actually.
big hit, actually, back in the day, was "If I Live 100 Years." So, and if I live 100 years,
Yes.
I'll
Oh,
lay
yes.
them all before you.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
That was my big hit when I was 10.
10.
I was 10. And I have got a recording of me singing. Oh, it wasn't. Was it this? I think it was that one. I've got me singing at the Sunday school anniversary when I was 10.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't sing at the moment. I've got no voice.
No, you've got
it's
no.
all dry. I'm
Why?
so
What's
sorry.
happened? Is it you just ill today?
No,
Or is
I
it?
just
Is it a
think
long
I
time?
need
Long
to
term thing?
invest a bit of time in my
But she's
you
a
know,
bit dry.
You need to come and see
lungs.
me.
And,
Yeah.
I'd love to
Come
do
and see
that.
me. Come and see
I'd
me. We'll
love
do.
to do that,
We'll do a lesson.
actually.
Let me. Well,
But
go on.
what I was going to say, then the Monkeys came on the scene, didn't they? So 4 of us girls.
Hey,
Do you
hey, with
remember,
the
Sue?
monkeys.
No,
Yeah, oh yeah,
Love
I'm a
that.
believer.
Love
Big
that.
dream believer.
So what I did next was 4 of us girls became Soul Truth, and we sang practically every night of the week after school. We used to sing all over the West Country, and we even got gigs in London.
So
and
where
we
were you?
asked
Hold
to
on. So
Portugal.
West Country. So your father's
Torbay
a
at
pastor.
the time.
Torbay.
Yeah,
We've just done a gig.
Torbay.
We just
Oh, we're
done
about to go and do a gig in Paynton.
painting.
Oh,
right,
really?
yeah,
I
yeah.
saw Ginger Baker in Painting when I was 14.
Ginger Baker.
Yeah, I mean, to go from
That he was-
church to Ginger Baker.
Well,
In
Ginger
fact,
Baker.
I didn't see him because he didn't turn up. He was out of it, actually.
He was drugged up to the eyeballs.
You nearly saw him in
nearly saw-
Paynton.
Can
But
we see-
10cc
right,
came
can we
to-
see a picture? Rachel, can we see a picture, please, of, first of all, of Bev? Oh, look. Oh, no, Bev, there we are.
Look, there's,
That's Drumathon. That's when
That's
we,
a Drumathon.
Bev and I started Drumathon in 2020 to raise money for the NHS. And I drummed for 24 hours and raised a lot of money then. And then we moved on from there. Then we got 20
Keep your
drummers.
microphone up.
And we got 20 drummers.
Yeah.
And then we drummed
We
for,
drummed for
Another
10
one.
days.
10 days.
One.
Yeah, 10 days.
Oh, this one. Yeah, that was us introducing the Drumathon that year, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
It was a wonderful place called
That was 2021.
God's Own Junkyard.
Yeah.
Actually, that's called. That is
Really?
God's Own Junkyard.
Yeah.
And Lynn, who runs it with her family, are the most beautiful people. They do a lot of windows for Christmas.
Let's
Like
have a look.
Harrods.
Let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's
again-
Paul Martin.
From
Flog It.
Flog It.
Oh, Flog It, yeah.
He's a
yeah.
great. He's actually a great drummer as
And
well.
he's a lovely
Yeah,
man.
Lovely
We did
man.
an auction and we raised a lot of money. Had people like Sarah Class, who might be listening.
Yeah.
Well, which you'll know, Flog It, everybody. You know, Sue and I, we're old people. We watch that.
Yeah, and Charlie Maxey
Char-
donated a
Yeah.
drum head that he
I
drew
gave
one of
it
his
to him and
beautiful-
he drew on it. And that went for a lot of money. It's worth a lot more money now, to be quite honest with you.
Sorry,
Whoever-
can I just ask a question? Just to, sorry, I put myself on the screen. Just so that people can understand what you're talking about. You mentioned, just as you whizzed past that, about the Drumathon and raising money in the NHS. Now, this story was amazing. Can you
Yeah.
fill us in on
It is, 'cause
how it started?
It's very
and-
similar to what.
Yeah, it's
where we
very
started.
similar to how we started
Let's
this,
start doing
guys.
this.
Do you want to
Go on.
start it? Let
Okay.
Bev start
Okay.
it and I'll
It's
fill
wonderful,
in.
people.
I am on the phone to my gorgeous Irish friend called Ash, and I hear this noise. Errol's already gone off to a gig to rehearse with Simone, his daughter, and they're doing a gig
Who's a
for
great
New
singer
Year.
as well, apparently.
Fantastic singer,
Soul
Whitney
singer,
Houston.
yeah.
She's fab. And So basically, I thought he'd come back for his percussion because it sounded like. I thought, that's funny. And then I started to smell this sort of burning smell. I said, oh, Ash, I'm just going to dash downstairs. The Christmas tree, had fallen onto a candle and was blazing in the room. So I suddenly had to sort of grab as much water as I could from the sink, throw it all over the thing, and then I fell down on the floor. And I remember lying on the
Bumped
floor.
your head? Or?
Well, I sort of slid, so I did kind of bump my head, but fortunately didn't knock myself out because the tree was still ablaze and going up, and I was thinking, this is not a good look. I said, Lord, please, I think I'm worth saving for a bit longer. Please, can you help me out here?
Well,
I
think we should discuss that.
We can discuss that. Yeah. But so that's what happened, and managed to put the fire out. Errol came back that night.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, right,
Bev
had let me rehearse. It's only when I was coming back, she then rang me
Jake
and said,
rescued me,
Jake, our son, came and rescued Bev. But then when I was driving back from the rehearsal, which was probably about 6 at night, she didn't call me, and I just thought this was extraordinary.
I didn't want to disturb them. They had to concentrate.
And it was a near-death situation. Anyway, she rang me. I was very close to going through the Blackwall Tunnel because I was in the south.
Yes.
I'm going now east.
Yes.
Anyway, she told me roughly what was going on. Honestly, it was pedal to the metal. I was there. I came in the house, and the whole place was
we
black.
had to move out actually for 3 months.
Yeah,
We got quite a lot of
it
insurance
was
money,
incredible.
so
And to be true, I was so blown away with the whole thing. I said, "Have you gone to the hospital?" She said, "No." But we look
didn't
at
think about it,
the
really.
whole house. It was just black, full of
yeah.
smoke. And so I took her to the hospital, and they checked her lungs, and she was all cool, happy days. Yeah.
So that was it, and then from there,
Go.
Errol was
Yeah.
painting the ceiling.
Yeah.
We grabbed 2 bins. Ash said to me, funnily enough, she did ring back the day we moved in, 3 months later, and we got some bins. Went outside. There's a natural amphitheatre. We started drumming for the community outside, cheering the NHS.
And that was just the NHS Thursday
and that
evening
was
type
it.
thing.
That was the first one.
What, on the top of
And
the
we got
on the top of the roof.
On the top of the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
On
what did
top of
people
our
do? I mean,
balcony.
did people respond to that?
Yeah,
Everybody
loved it. All
came
the
out.
community came out.
They were banging, dancing. It was amazing.
Errol came down the next week with his drum and then said, I think I could do more than this. I could drum for 3 days. I said, what?
3 days.
What was I thinking?
Anyway, he did drum for 24 hours and he was
you couldn't. Did you do
incredible.
it? You couldn't do it for 3 days. It was too much.
Well, this situation of saying 3 days, but after you do, when you've done a day and you're 24 hours, I say, Bev, I'm so glad I did 24 hours
Yeah.
because it was a lot of pain.
And
it's
it
a
was-
mental exhaustion
Yes.
and physical as well.
Yeah.
So I was happy to do the 24 hours thing
be done.
with it.
He did brilliantly.
So what did you raise?
There
You
was
said-
no
$7 grand, seven and a half grand.
no preparation because we just step into the
Yeah,
situation
yeah,
with
yeah.
And
no
it was the
preparation.
first time live streaming was happening
Yeah.
from home. We'd only just
Yeah.
discovered
We had
what
no
live
idea
streaming-
what
No
to
idea.
do.
No
We
idea.
pointed the camera and we went,
Yeah.
how do we do this?
Yeah.
And it was like that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was incredible. So Errol raised 7, and we thought that was great. But then Captain Tom started walking around the garden. So we thought, well, that's not much.
there must
is
be
it? We're
something
gonna have
here.
to
What
do
else can we
something.
do?
There must
So
be
we
a
got
swimming
into-
pool and a spa to be made out of this. You thought, at the very
Get
least.
that bit together. We should have thought.
Should I say that? No, I'm just saying.
But anyway, what happened next was we rang every drummer we had, from Turl to
Yeah.
Jose to Vince Dunn, loads of them, Paul Stewart,
Yeah.
and 20 of them got together. They drummed non-stop, 12 hours each
Yeah.
for a week and a half. It was 150 hours of drumming non-stop.
Yeah, non-stop.
So
Day and
Phil was
night.
involved as well.
Amazing. Turl was involved.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, he is. He's on tour at the moment in America. You
Yeah,
know.
I seen
Wonderful.
his work that he's doing.
And
He
Yeah,
drummed
did
for
you
me
do
back
Phil?
in the
Did
day.
you do Phil as well? Phil Crab.
He came on, I think, with Turl at one point,
Yeah.
actually, which was great. But Turl drummed for me back in the day when the Techno Twins toured Sweden. Funnily enough. So we went back to when Lies Damn Lies were around. And
Yes.
the Scottish.
Fantastic.
Lovely Dot and Charlie
I mean,
and Steve
this-
Butler.
This is a Steve Butler.
The
Goodness, yeah.
amazing singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
Meet Me on the Hill of the Angels.
So it was what happened to him?
He was playing Greenbelt. We saw him
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
And just amazing. He's just great. He
Great
was
voice, isn't it? So-
Oh, he's brilliant.
He's like the Welsh boy. He's like for me who's
The Manic
yeah,
Street
Martin
Preachers.
Joseph.
Martin Joseph.
Martin
yeah.
Joseph again,
Brilliant.
fantastic. He manages to tap into the zeitgeist
Yeah.
of people. Let me sing a song.
Yes,
I'll tell you what. You know, during that time when you were praying on the floor, I imagine you were thinking, "Take my hand, precious Lord.
Oh,
Lead
yeah.
me on, let me stand. I'm tired, I'm weak, and I'm on fire." Sorry, that's the words.
Can I just introduce this one?
Yeah,
I'll introduce this one. We thought this would be a good one to play because those of you who've got Lockdown Sessions 1 will know that this particular track was sponsored by Karen for Heather. And sadly, Heather is really not at all well, and will probably go to meet her Lord very soon. And so we just want to say we love you both, and
you've been such
we're praying for you both.
Loyal.
Yes, seen every show
show
since we set up, which is awesome. So Heather, you've been a good and faithful servant, and we just
an incredible, a pastoral worker, extraordinary woman, a heart of pure gold. And as you go forward, take my hand. It's the one that I felt as I was dying that time, and I just was out in the studio, and this is the one that. From the Gaither a lot in America, and this woman, I can't remember, a black American gospel singer. She took this, and I just sat there weeping I felt that God saying, "I've got you by the hand." That's it. He didn't promise that I would live, just as I've got you by the hand. I've got you.
And Jesus has got Heather by the hand.
Heather and Karen. Who's
and
looking
Karen.
After. Let's have this one, Rach. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I'm tired, I'm weak, I am the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame.
that old cross were the dearest and best for a word of loss. Siren was slain, so I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday. I'll exchange it someday. I'll exchange it someday for a crown. Wait for it. That's the one.
Very good.
So lovely.
Very
That's
good.
especially for Heather.
Yes.
Guys, you know, and Karen, it was interesting because I was just thinking there that you guys have been through, because we're gonna have a little in a few minutes. We're going to talk to this is the Memorial Day, and we're going to talk to a guy who's been to the lows. And I thought about it that we have not, you and I and Sue, we've not experienced this. Our lives were a series of very exciting times. You lived big lives.
Yeah.
When I say big lives, I mean when you started the band, Errol, because you would have found a member, is that right?
Well, he's a co-founder.
Mic up.
We have to share it because it's a co-founder thing. And how that happened, I was a band called Midnight Express.
Yes.
And I
Also
spent
known.
and I decided to leave the band for some manager reasons. And Lee and Ashley came to the audition because they were looking for a singer and a bass player as well, because I was not the only one that felt the same, even though I started that band.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Ashley and Lee. And then, they took my number, and because I said I was looking to do something a little bit more extraordinary rather than just being the drummer behind the back, that kind of thing. I want to step out a bit and just do some music which was a little bit more exciting. Anyway, a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call from Lee and said, look, it'd be great if we meet up. We were thinking about, we want to do something extraordinary as well. And that was a birth of imagination. We sat around a table. There's a Body Talk was a song that we had.
Who brought that?
To be fair, it was Lee that actually started that song, but then we went in the studio as you do, and you embellish it and put it together, and you had all your bits.
And it's a collaboration.
It was a collaboration, and then that's how our journey started. And there was no plan for anything, even the way out. The bands are outrageous. We didn't have any thought like that at the very beginning. But as things moved on, we grew, and we wanted to be a little bit more different as a British act. We wanted to sort of like set an example, change the world, because most bands, when they get a deal, they used to get the advance and then rush off to the Caribbean. You never see them again.
Is that right?
That's true.
That's
Back in the 80s.
Next time.
We wanted to show that we were different, and there was a saying: you're not until you've done your third or fourth album, you're not really in the pocket. You're not established. And we
really
wanted to prove that wrong. And so we went out with all these great ideas to do that, which we achieved so much because we opened a lot of doors for a lot of the artists that you see come along now. We were the guys who opened the door for those, even on Top of the Pops. We did everything. We wanted to do Top of the Pops. That was 81.
And so, I'm just going to be really controversial here, because I've spoken to many people who started work that.
Fireworks outside.
Yeah.
There are many black guys who were not taken seriously when they went to record companies, and record companies thought, we can ride on the back of this idea, then capitalise it, and then say goodbye.
Yeah.
You know, they get 1 album, 2 albums out of them,
That's
and then
right.
that was it. And they found, and one guy said to me, we just weren't taken seriously as black people in, and MTV wasn't at that time, you know, there was this whole thing about Michael Jackson and MTV, and were they going to play any of the videos? Did you find any of that at all? You know, if it wasn't.
Well, at the big, we were on such a roller coaster because what we were doing was different. Our music was different. There was a different group. So once it was a bit of struggle at first because the way the tempo of the music, right? But once people started once they saw us live doing stuff, right? The journey just started to move forward, and the first single came, second single came as hits, and then people just started to take us really seriously. And like I said to you, first album, second album, third, and everybody's going, well, we need to go and get a band like Imagination. Did you know that Wham, right? And that's what I heard, and George, who we'd work with as well, and Boy George, they actually brought that band out to counter us, believe it or not.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I only heard this story not too long ago. And we've done tours, been on tour, been on TV shows with George Michael or Wham, and ZZ Top and so forth. When on the Tube, if you remember that, we were on tour. We did a live performance. What a great show that was, right? You know, we've been on we've done a lot of great. We did the Princess Trust. Back in sort of like '84 with Paul Young, Sade on her very first album, debut album. We've done Whitney.
You did Whitney?
At the very, remember Talk of the Town, which is now, right there. We did that. And guess who was there as well? George Michael, Boy George, Steve Strange, those kind of bands. And we did a whole show with Whitney when before she released her first album as well. So we've actually done a lot of stuff and opened doors for the sort of say for black music to actually come through to the forefront.
But say that
because
what I mean.
they took it seriously. When you start selling million records, everybody starts going, oh my goodness, we need to get a band like that. So they started to sign up a lot more black bands, right? You know, and this is how the whole thing started to move forward.
And so in terms, and that, I mean, I know that listening to a lot of testimony of a lot of people who were coming out into what I would call the jazz funk, the Shack Attack type. You know, Shack Attack, Shalimar. You played with Shalimar, is that right?
I played for Shalimar for like 4 years.
Listen, this was what I was brought up on. This is what I wished I could have been. Jazz funk, that whole British jazz funk scene that came through. And Sue and I went to see Shack Attack at the Odeon, the Hammersmith. And I just you might have been drumming that night.
I mean, I also did in 2018, 17, 16. I did the O2 and Shack Attack. We headlined over Shack Attack actually, you know, which was quite interesting. But again, it's because of the hits as well, and people want to hear the Body Talks, Just an Illusion, Music and Lights, all these sort of songs.
Okay, what's your average age group of your audiences who want to hear that? Is that 50s, 60s?
50s, 60s, and
lots
actually,
of people on here.
Oh, really?
Helen Thomas just said, "Wow, that's the music of my youth."
All of us.
I used to dance to them. Can I just say, Jerry, who is our
poet laureate,
resident poet, has just sent me a poem that he's written.
Oh, brilliant.
He said, "We are lucky, unlike the rest of the nation, right now on the Steinway room station. To avoid any confusion, it's not an illusion. It is Errol from Imagination."
You know what, Jerry? You are the best. You are.
Nice one.
Oh, that's kind of really sweet. You know what I love as well, because back in the day, the three of Ashley, Lee, and myself, we worked so hard to really perfect what we're doing, to try to do something different. As an artist back then, you had to do that little bit extra. To do when we travel America, everybody thought we were American because we're trying to be so polished with what we were doing.
Because polish is a very interesting word, because at the time of Britpop, when everything was punky and it was all very, you know, it doesn't really matter what you do or how you do it. it was kind of, it was just very loose. Everything was loose.
Yeah.
And I always felt that the jazz funk scene and subsequently all of this kind of did you describe yourselves as jazz funk? Not quite. What was it? No,
I think
what was it?
we're more soul. I came from a jazz funk background.
Yes.
Right, but then it was that transition of moving from being a groove player as opposed to be a player that will play licks in every little gap.
Yes.
Right. In terms of, which is quite difficult to do.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, just playing the groove.
Yes.
Is not an easy thing to do.
No.
And I learned it from a Marvin Gaye's drummer who came over, and when I was in Midnight Express,
I love this.
Just drop that
I've done Soul Train as well with Marvin Gaye, and he actually apologised because I was in a band called Midnight Express, and we supported him that time when he when he came out with with his album, and we met on Soul Train, and he goes, "I remember you. What do you do with these guys?"
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then we had we just had such a banter, but what a great guy.
Yes.
And it was all about palette polishing, and it was all about the groove. Because when you listen to Imagination music, it is about the groove. As well.
Definitely.
It's very, very groovy.
Yeah,
it's in a pocket. What they're called pocket.
Pocket
Yeah.
playing.
Pocket
And
playing.
those of you who don't, just explain what pocket playing is to people out there, because we know what we're talking about. but they don't.
Pocket playing. When you play in the pocket, it's about making the audience or the listener that you want to make the move like this. That's pocket playing. If you start playing licks everywhere, which is rolls and all that kind of stuff, you're not going to get that. It's about making the audience feel like they want to dance. That's pocket playing.
Did you feel, just for me, Shack Attack was overdone then?
Well, I can't say that because
He was always doing more than
more. Well, yeah, but
know.
that's not pocket playing, right?
No, it's much more jazz.
It's more jazz, and you're doing a lot more.
Yeah.
And you listen to all kind of. That's what they call us pop soul, because we were more. It's about the lyrics. How you're selling the lyrics, and it's all about the song, how it makes you feel, and that's
rather
why
than Crusaders. Type it. Well, Stick Super. He was
I love.
Sorry, we're getting into technical stuff here, but
I've worked with them as well. To be honest.
What, Crusaders? Oh, don't you work with Joe Sample? No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Can I touch you afterwards? It
was one of my big eras, right? And we were doing a track in London. They were playing at the Hammersmith Odeon, and because we've met him in the States, we were signed to MCA, same label. I said to the guys, I could get him to come and play on one of our tracks. And he did. And do you know what? He didn't charge. He says, guys, just bring on the beers.
You're joking.
Seriously.
That was it? You got Joe Sample for nothing?
For nothing. 100%. I'm a good talker, huh?
Now, it's coming up to 9 o'clock. And listen, we're going to come back as soon as we're going to talk to Anthony now. And bring him on, and he's going to talk. And on this Sunday, we're going to remember, as we should do. And my poppy.
You want this one or this one?
I don't mind, Sue. That's a very big one, isn't it? Yeah. So, thank you. I forgot this. I'm going to put it just there. Okay. And I think I think it behoves us all to, at these very difficult political times, in every possible sense, they're difficult. You've got political controversy from the right wing and the left wing, particularly the right wing at this moment, who are threatening all kinds of instability. And you've got a government that is working, it seems, against these kind of things. And what we want to remember is people like we're going to interview now, a man who went out and served us, actually, and what your position is on war and I don't know. But actually, this man, we met him 2 years ago. I met him at a thing we were running, and Anthony struck all of us, made incredibly close friends very quickly. A man who put himself on the line, and he'll tell us briefly the story. And we're going to welcome in Anthony Cooper, MBE, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a round of applause. Come on. Yes, all right. Hello, Anthony. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. How are you?
Great. Well, I'm just enjoying the show. Have you been listening to the show at all?
I have.
Yeah. I hope you're impressed. You remember those songs?
I was going to say, he's too young, isn't he?
And I remember he was playing on the roof.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
You see?
Wow.
Wonderful.
I'm blown away with that.
Now, Anthony, you came to see us in 21. We'd met you before.
Yep.
And you struck us as being, and you influenced a lot of the people there, actually. A lot of the ladies, they absolutely adore, they just crowded around you a lot of the time, didn't they?
Yeah,
They were just lovely. Because you were lovely with them, and you were also at Thornley, that's where we were, yeah. And in the Lake District when you came for that week. And you spoke specifically and made friends with Chris, I seem to remember, who went with you to the local on Remembrance Day. He went with you to remember. But you've got an awful lot to remember, haven't you? And a lot to forget as well. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
I can't remember. I joined at 16, and then left briefly to help my sister out on that. Then I joined again at 18, which was soon used to let me back in. I joined the Duke of Lancasters. I then went on to serve in Afghanistan. I paused in Germany, served in Afghanistan, no, Iraq, sorry.
Yes.
Then came back, went to Catterick, then went to Afghanistan. But after Iraq, friends had PTSD. He ended up committing suicide. And then, whilst I was in Afghanistan, I lost a few really good mates.
Yeah. To IEDs?
No, they were shot. I had a few mates blown up, like they had a smaller bomb, but they had lost like limbs and stuff. There's a lot of spinal injuries,
Yes.
a few head injuries. Some was shot in the head. They unfortunately didn't survive. I had some mates were shot. There's only very small places in the Osprey, the body armor.
Yes.
And you have to hit it exactly there to be killed.
Goodness.
But I was happy.
Go on. Oh, he's frozen. Sorry.
But then I was injured on 6th of July 2000. A date that's engraved in my mind. And then come Remembrance, I remember all the friends I'd lost, all the friends that died in previous, because every soldier is a brother or a sister, There was a medic killed in Iraq as well, in my camp.
Yeah.
I miss it.
Tell us a little bit about where you received your injury. You told us before, and those of you who didn't know, just tell us a little bit about and remind us.
Say again, sorry.
What happened? Tell us a little bit about your own injury. What happened? And
right.
I think we're getting a little bit of freezing on the stream something to do. Yeah.
Well, I was leading a brigade movement. I was the point man of a whole brigade. Which is
it's a job you don't want, isn't it?
a lot of men.
Yeah.
I was in 4 Mech Brigade, Black Rats. But yeah, I was point man, the first person to make the move. Everyone else was behind me.
Yeah.
And then the Lord said to me the night before the patrol, he showed me the exact route we're taking.
Yes.
And
he said the Lord showed you.
No.
Yeah.
So obviously, I was a bit worried, let's say.
Yes.
You know, I had the biggest argument with me section 2IC, and then it said, you were like, if you don't go the way I tell you to on now, you'll be discharged when you get home.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I was discharged when I was home, but for different reasons.
Yeah. You're a very sick man. You know that. You need help, and I'm the man that can do it. Go on. And so what happened after that?
I made him patrol right behind me, and then when I was injured, he come down with immediate PTSD. You know,
Yeah.
he was just killing anyone. Not our own soldiers, but
Any of the enemy. Is it?
enemies, the locals. They were going for elders, just everyone.
Dear me.
One thing you don't do is fight an elder.
No. What happened? You lost.
No, you won't lose against an elder because it's an old man usually. But the elder has a lot of little people around him.
Yes.
You know, and the elder is normally guarded.
Yeah.
No, I have sat and spoke with elders quite a few times,
Yes.
and just getting intel and whatnot. But 9 times out of 10, when we leave where they are, we end up in a firefight.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I just draw you into you ended up being very badly hurt in this IED.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was injured, I lost both my legs, fingers, fingertips, my right eye, and I got the worst blast brain injury ever recorded in military history.
Oh.
But it don't stop me.
And no, it doesn't stop you, it doesn't stop you. And it doesn't stop you. And because you said to me something, you said, is it a blessing or a curse earlier that people speak to you? Well, it's both things, isn't it? It's both a blessing and a curse sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you can share people's pain.
There's a lot of people, they act like they're paying their respects, but they're not. They're showing face because they feel they have to, you know. But I see right through people, you know. Luckily, Jonathan, you're a nice guy.
I tell you, I think, well, that's the best. I think that's just about the best compliment I've ever had, actually, to be honest. If I'm liked by you, Anthony, I'll live with that. But you help so many people. When we saw you on the BBC television last year, it was such an extraordinary interview you gave. And I know your life is up and down. And how is it at the moment? How are you doing at the moment?
At the moment, I've been through a fair bit of stress, my fair share, I think. Pardon me. But I still help veterans.
Yeah.
You know, I'm now kind of a speaker. But it got me in the MBE, so I'm happy.
Let's see your MBE. Come on, let's see it, and then we will give you a big shout. You ready? Hold on. Come on. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That is pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Oh, what did you feel when he kind of gave it to you? When the king gave you?
No, Princess Anne.
Oh, it's Princess Anne.
Lovely. Wow.
Yeah.
Was she part of your regiment?
Rachel?
I think actually, I do think that's pretty. You did say to me, what you did want is a knighthood. So you want to be known as Sir Anthony because you're like.
I'm skipping the OBE. Don't need.
Yeah.
And the Dane.
The Dane.
I'm happy with Sir Anthony Cooper, MBE.
Yeah, that will do. We'll see what we can do. Okay, you put a good word in for me because I need at least an MBE. If not, I think Sir John sounds quite nice, but I'm quite happy with MBE. So if someone could put me in for one, I don't know what for, but something. All right, I'll do something. You're also getting married. Go on.
I've been thinking about it. You know.
Have you? What have you been thinking about? Yeah.
When I got mine, I was thinking, well, who do I know that deserves one?
Yeah. So you didn't think about me, did you? You thought about Sue. You thought about Sue for living with me. I think that was it. For services to the arts, sustaining Jonathan Veira. But you also, the great news is you're getting married in not too distant future. I think you booked me to sing at to Jess, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you booked me to sing at the wedding. So what do you want me to sing?
It's up to you, mate.
Well, that's a difficult one.
I'll leave it entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'll leave it entirely up to you. Hold on. I'm leaving it entirely up to you. I'll sing the song for you. I'll leave it entirely up to you. Join in the chorus now. Now, listen, you couldn't do worse than this. You got the Techno sisters in. You got imagination. I mean, what else? And you've got me as well, and Sue going over you.
Do a collab, all of you.
Yeah, all of you invited. Listen, mate, it's 12. I'm going to sing a song right now. It's going to be because you've done an incredible thing on our behalf. I always say this. You've done a thing on our behalf. We did not go out there and fight. We did not go out there and lose limbs. We didn't go point. We weren't pushed to the front and threatened with discharge. None of that happened to us. We sit in our Guildford homes or in our East London homes, and we actually, our life is fairly simple. That's why I think the respect is due, and I think we salute you in every possible way. And I don't want, I'm not all over, but our hearts go to you, and our hearts go to you and Jess, all right? Yeah. And I always like talking to you, mate, and I hope we can meet together again next time. You do come to Thornley. It'd be nice to see you there. I know it's a lot of old people like us, but and older, not older, but we would love to see you up there, mate.
Yeah. All right? Well, I'm trying to save money to get there.
How much do you need?
However much it costs.
I'll have a word.
Where's he flying?
Yes. He's got his helicopter, don't you know? Now he's got his MBE, right? That comes with a helicopter, doesn't it? I think it does.
I wish.
Listen, mate, it's been good talking to you on this commemoration Sunday. Yeah, thank you for giving up the time, and we wish you and Jess the very, very best, and I'll speak to you soon. I hope we can get you up there. That'd be nice. It's in August, right? Just check it out. I'll leave the dates for you, and I'll have a word with Jane. All right?
Yeah.
All right, mate.
All right.
God bless you. Salute you. God bless you.
Bless you.
Bye.
What a great man. And now a song for remembrance. My prayer.
has been there. He's young, he's afraid. Let him rest. Heaven like the sun I might have known, if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly, on and on, and I am and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young. Is only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be. Let him be. If I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home.
Wow, that was stunning. Absolutely
beautiful.
stunning.
And
Thank
so
you.
we thank Anthony,
We do.
and then I think we'll have the
Lovely guys.
notices,
Yeah,
and then
let's
we
have
go,
the notices, and
go
then we'll
back
go
to the
back
guests
to Bev and Errol.
until the end of the show.
Excellent. Okay, so let's have a little look at the notices then. Those of you who are interested in turning up for shows, this coming weekend we're off to Loughborough, to the New Springs Church, and I think probably the best thing to think about there is on the 19th, on the Sunday morning, there will be Jonathan taking most of the morning, I think, as far as I can make out. So doing a concert in the Christmas in the Sunday morning service. Then we're on to Christmas. So the 25th will be at Chesterfield. In December, it'll be the 2nd in Pett in Hastings. Then on the 8th, we'll be in Camelford. And on the 9th, we will be in Paynton. So that's
All
quite
Christmas gigs.
all Christmas gigs. So they're going to be fantastic. Then in the
It's
new
beginning
year...
to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's listening once again.
with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. Oh, all right.
Right. Then in the new year, we've got a date in Newent on the 17th of February and a number of others that are just sort of hovering around waiting for confirmation. So that will be exciting. Then a week in Thornley Hotel in August again. So if you want to know more about the shows, if you want to know how to get tickets for them, if you want to know how to put on a show or anything like that, then you need to contact me at sue@jonathanveira.com. That's how you do it. Just write to me and I will be very happy to talk to you and to help you either sort out a show or to know a little bit more about the shows that we're doing. If you want to buy anything, you need to go to jonathanveira.com where there is the shop and you can buy lots of presents for people for Christmas.
Thousands of CDs
Thousands
and
of
books.
CDs. Absolutely, absolutely. Those of you who are going to be on our away day, we're so looking forward to seeing you. There are one or two places that have arisen. So just contact Stuart if you want to go, but you missed the boat the first time round or you weren't able to afford it or whatever. So please just contact Stuart and find out about those places. So yes, Rachel, sorry, I jumped in there. So back to thinking about the Steinway room, heading into winter. So this will be the last one of November because we are quite busy for the rest of November. The next one is on the 3rd of December and we will have our lovely Mark Edwards in showing us how a piano
genuine
really can
genius. Yes, when Veira comes in, Sue says, "Oh, at last, someone who can play the piano properly." And so,
well, he plays all the notes.
yeah, he does. Too many notes, as far as I'm concerned. But he's the producer of nearly all of the albums, a magnificent and international player, and of extraordinary facility and genius. So he'll be coming in. We'll be doing Christmas stuff.
Christmas carols from the Steinway room will be available exclusively on YouTube on the 17th of December, which is very exciting. We just need to record them now. So, yes. Oh, those of you who haven't yet subscribed to YouTube, you need to do it. Those of you who helped with the big push to get us over 1,000, well done. We are still looking for people to subscribe, so you just need to click on the thumb and click subscribe. It will not cost you a single penny, but it will mean that Rachel will have lots and lots of tools in her toolbox.
As she has already
She has already. She's really enjoying what she's got now. So she's able to put all kinds of things together, and everything of Jonathan is now under one umbrella, which is fantastic. Next one, Rachel, what are we talking about? Yes, I think so. So I think we just need to mention Got a Friend Trust. Can you do
finally,
that,
before we get to our notices, Got a Friend Trust, if you've got, remember the charity we started called Got a Friend Trust that actually answers your needs. If you have a need out there financially and we can help you with, then all you need to do is contact Adrian direct, the chairman of the charity, and or me and Sue, and we can put you right. You just ask us if you've got a need, you've got some financial need. We can't pay your mortgage, but we can if there's a specific need, if you need a new bed or a new washing machine or something that's... And the financial
you really are
situation
struggling. Yeah, a lot of people out there, you're really struggling, and you could just need that little bit to just help you get over that sort of line.
That is what we exist to do, and
please do not be embarrassed. Please do not be ashamed, because this exists for helping people who just find themselves in that position, needing just that little bit of extra help.
And also bearing in mind that you guys have kept it going for so long now. And you, by putting regular small amounts in. So if you'd like to help that too, then you can go to Got a Friend Trust just down there, and you can contact them and give them some money so that others maybe help this Christmas. Yeah, exactly. I think that's it. We've got to get on with our guests.
Moving on. Get rid of me.
And so, thank you so much. Those are all the notices. We look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Coming back to you guys, let's have this split screen again. Let's see. There we go. And now, guys, so we get through. You've had enormous successes. You've got you've sung with some of the greats. You've done both of you. You've done the mega gigs. You've sung in front of millions. You've made money. You've had success. You started a production company. You started the Bray Studios. I filmed there, and you were saying that you'd taken that over back in the day. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, after when I left Imagination in '87, Obviously, I went on a real downer, obviously really depressed. And
Why? Tell people why.
well, it's just when you on a high and you leave a band through when you think that you've got a team around it, everything about it, like just listen to what's going on here just a moment ago. It's a team that makes it happen. And we were a team, but then when you have managers who come in and then split the team, it destroys a great thing from actually having lots of longevity.
Yes.
And I'm a very straight up guy. If you're stealing from me something, I'm just going to tell you straight, and I won't want to work with you because it's just
That's it.
me. Done. And there was this sort of situation happening. So anyway, I just decided to leave the band anyway, and it was a biggie decision. But then, you know, you can be high one minute and then you have to go through those lows. And it took me quite a while to go through it because I went through depression mode and all this kind of stuff. And the opportunity came to do something good, which is sort of like rescue Brave Film Studio because Jerry Anderson was leaving. And so I was asked to, who could I get to help? Or I could set up a studio there and, you know, bring people along, which is what I did. And Bray Studio became alive again. And I ended up...
Bray's near Maidenhead, actually.
Yeah.
We used to have a boat moored there some years ago. And beautiful.
I was just down the road, you know, from Windsor, not too far from the castle, so to speak. But you know, so it was like another light bulb, a purpose. It gave me a purpose. And so I went in there and got some friends in to do brain management. And I had a studio there called, took over Jaron's studio, re-kitted it out, and turned it into a commercial studio. We made documentaries. We also dubbed cartoons and all this kind of stuff.
Talking of which... one of these.
You're holding one of those documentaries.
Holding one of those. And I think this is one that's going to be... This is a piece of product that you will, out there in the community, it's called The Blenheim Bomber Story.
Yeah.
All right? Here it is. It's a DVD. You can get it on Amazon. Go to Amazon. Errol Kennedy, Bomber Story. Okay, Errol Kennedy, Bomber Story. Yeah. And this is a DVD, a documentary on this. And you would really want to see this, actually. I read the back of it, and it's so interesting. You made how many of these?
I made 10 documentaries. And this particular documentary was narrated by Raymond Baxter.
Yes.
So I've had people like Edward Woodward, Robert Powell.
Oh, my goodness.
Who've been the narrators of all these documentaries. And what they do, it just goes back into telling you the real story of about all these amazing planes and the people behind them and what they had to give up, that sort of thing. So back to how this came to light. So I took over the studio, and we were really doing extremely well. We hooked up, came up with this great idea. Let's hook up the 10,000 square feet studio, and when the mega artists like Elton John or Cliff Richards, Bros, all these guys come in, Miami Sound Voice to actually do their show, rehearsal for their show, to do their Wembleys. Yes. We could actually record their rehearsal. They could come back and say, we could improve that. So we did all those things. Yes. And the whole thing, it was really successful. And by 1994, 5, round about there, I decided I want to go back out on the road again. And that's how I played for Shalimar. And
you're producing as well, weren't you?
Yeah,
for
and
so many people.
Well, I was producing. I mean, all these documentaries. I've produced it. Also, raised 1.5 million for the Royal Air Force Benevolent Fund as well.
Oh my goodness!
Through all these. I was. You know, there's times when the good Lord gives you a purpose, and all of a sudden, I just had this purpose. Want to do this one. Just got a lot of great people together.
Teams.
It's all about team. I mean, even there's a guy called Simon Ellis. He wrote all the big hits for the Spice Girls. Well, he was part of my team as well. You know, so there's lots of interesting people that Hugh Masekela. You must have heard of him as well. And so I've worked with people like that to do Soweto, a film there as well. So we did lots of things there. But anyway, I decided to go back on the road again, play the drums for quite a few years. And by 2000, I decided to go back in the studio again. And I had a studio in Battersea, and we were doing lots of dance stuff for the ministry and so forth.
Yes.
And
Sound.
Yeah,
by the
Ministry
way.
of Sound, yeah.
Not the Ministry of.
So you were no, not the ministry.
Yeah.
No, the ministry is
So,
different.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
But can I just now? I'm going to narrow you down because I think we get this picture of success.
yeah.
But I'm going to come back to you. But I want to talk to you a minute because we talked about there was some darkness. You've had dark times.
Yeah, I can really
Between
relate
you.
to the big times. Yeah, I had Aretha Franklin's bodyguard look after this body for 1 week. That was
will do.
fantastic. That was quite good, wasn't it?
That will do.
All sorts of things. Did voices for the meaning of life, Monty Python.
Yes.
Toured, supported imagination. Well, we did Top
You
of the Pops.
supported
I did,
imagination, which is how you got to
all the
know
stuff.
him,
Yeah. But it was interesting because in the 80s we lost touch. We lost touch for 34 years. So we went on a completely different journey. We both have 2 beautiful kids of our own. We have a boy and a girl each, Simone and Spencer, and Jake and Famey.
Hello, guys and girls. If you're watching, nice to see you.
Gorgeous kids and all their kids. And what was amazing was that Errol didn't know this had happened to me, but I think this is a time of year when the veil between earth and heaven gets quite thin, actually. I always think from All Souls Day, there's this sense of who've gone before. And I think with Anthony, his story that we had, which was incredible. And, I have a story to add into this because... and also, actually, I'm going to go to the story first, which was that when my kids were 6 and 8, Fairney, who was their dad, had a massive asthma attack. He was away with his art students
Oh, my goodness.
in Brixham. And, we fronted the Techno Twins. So we were the Techno Twins. And we toured, we did albums together. We'd known each other since we were kids. His father was a preacher. We shared this mad background. But he went to the Royal College of Art, did sculpture and painting. It was a highly creative,
So faith,
beautiful
pop music,
faith, pop
art.
life. We were in the room when the first Bromley punks came up. We were the punks, new romantics, the ones that, on the other side.
Yes.
But what happened was one day he went off with his art students. I waved goodbye, and the kids were 6 and 8, and he never came back.
Oh, my word.
He had a massive asthma attack, and he rang that night and just said, "Love you, take care." And I said, "See ya, take care, speak in the morning." And that was it. And I was 38, and he was just 42 the day before.
Goodness.
And suddenly life changed on a penny. Everything changed. And, from that moment on, there was this sense of joy that we'd had the time we had together, celebration of these incredible children that we had. 1,000 people came to his funeral, including people like Charlie Mackesy, who you'd now know from The Boy, the Horse.
Yes, yeah.
And he sang with Fat and Frantic. James Jones, the Bishop of Liverpool, led the service. He was incredible. And 1,000 people came to the funeral, including Bono. And there was all the cleaners from school, loads of kids who did magic tricks. The school shut down. 1,000 people came, and we all said goodbye on this winter night. And life changed forever. And in a way, the funeral was the moment of great celebration. I think it's like today when people are remembering those that we've lost. It's so wonderful to be together to remember. And that for me was a fantastic moment. But of course it was the end to a lot of things too. So I have and still have these amazing highs and wonderful moments when God takes me to places that I couldn't even begin to imagine. And then those moments where actually it feels like you've lost everything, but you feel you're actually walking close and so held. It's really beautiful, even in your sorrow. And I really know the difference between happiness and joy.
That is very moving. Because that you also had to have major surgery and all of that as well.
Yeah.
And that low must have taken you for as I don't want to tell your story, but how did you?
Yeah, I
cope
mean,
with that?
after I was widowed, the BBC gave me work. I mean, ironically, I did Men's Health, so I was discussing prostates and all sorts of things.
Yes.
And making programmes. I did arts programmes for telly, so I had a joyful time with my children. Actually, they were so creative. Jake's a great drummer, singer, songwriter, and scientist. Would you believe? And Famy's a wonderful artist and a great inspirer of people and so on. So we had a great time. But then I hit a phase where I was in not a great relationship. It didn't really work out. I kept wanting it to happen, but it didn't. And I ended up with going bald, sick and radioactive, actually. That's my description.
Yes.
I got cancer, breast cancer, quite badly, taken to the Marsden, and they said this is one you're going to have to deal the whole battle, chemo, radio, the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
I understand.
The whole thing.
We understand.
Yeah. And so I went on that journey, and the kids, my kids, Fames and Jake, they were incredible by my side, just Fame used to travel all the way across London from East London to West London to make me green juices. Jake was the only one who could inject me and take care of me. He said, Mum, my music's the second important thing. My PhD that I'm just finishing off is the third. And he managed to get through without any changes. Gosh. It's amazing. And he said, you're my number one. And that's how my kids were, It's amazing.
Just a closer walk with thee. How appropriate. So we're going to play this for...
Going to mention a few people. We've got Peter Day and Lou. They've worked hard today with the last post. And a number of other people. I think also Sarah Porteous.
Sarah Porteous, this is for you. And Chris Chivers, it's his birthday today.
Oh, Alan Chivers.
I'm weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as I walk, oh, let me walk with thee. Through this world of toils and snares, if I fall, the Lord who cares, who with me my burden shares, none but thee, dear Lord. Just close to walk with thee, granted Jesus this my plea. I'm daily walking close with thee, let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When my feeble life is o'er and time for me will be no more, guide me gently, safely home to thy shore, to thy kingdom shore. just to close to walk with thee. Granted, Jesus, this my plea. I'm daily walking close with thee. Let it be, dear Lord. Oh, just to close to walk with thee. Granted, Jesus, this my plea. I'm daily walking close with thee. Let it be, dear Lord. Let it be, let it be. Oh, I'm daily walking close with thee. Let it be, dear Lord. Let it be, let it be. And that story actually tells me quite a lot about the people you are.
Absolutely.
Because that song, you know, when we were trying, I wrote that with Sue Rinaldi, and we sat here at the piano here, and I needed a song to finish the album, and we sat there, and actually it's just exactly right, isn't it? At the bottom of the pit, because you talked, Errol, and we just talked to you a bit about that, because you had the lows. And where does faith come into it for you?
I'm going to tell you an extraordinary story. So, 1991, I was saying I was at Brain Film Studio, and we were actually finishing mixing the music track for the movie for Soweto. And I was coming home. I decided to drop the in. Well, on this occasion, I was driving home. It was February the 15th. It was ice on the road coming on the M4 from Windsor, and sign says on the motorway 40 miles an hour. I'm driving a Cosworth, and they're really light. Yeah. And
it's a Ford Cosworth.
It's a Ford Cosworth, and it was fully blown, fully chipped up, and all this kind of. It was the company.
He loves his cars. He's a boy racer. Fully chipped up.
Fully chipped up. That's a new one on me. Fully chipped up.
Fully loaded. I got that.
Fully loaded.
All right.
So I'm coming down the motorway, and I'm going, okay, 40 miles an hour. I'm in the middle lane. There was no other traffic on the road actually at that time of night, and for some reason, the car hit a spot in the road where there was no ice. Actually, it's a bit of tarmac, which put the car into a spin. So the car spun off the motorway, went down the side of the what we call Jamaican style, the gully, which is the side. Yeah. As it was going down, it hit trees. It turned around, spun around, and in that moment, I was praying to God. I said, "Please, God, save me. Whatever you want me to carry on doing, please save me." You know what I mean? And when the car finally stopped, I got out of the car. I had to kick the door because the trees had hit and the whole doors were bashed in. The roof was flattened by where it whatever, and it actually came flat. And I looked at the back, and at that moment I thought the car was going to explode because the back lights were started smouldering. Yeah. So I kicked the door, run up the side of the bank, which was all snow, and I came out of there. There was not one scratch on me, not one scratch. But if you saw the car, you go impossible. At that moment, right, God was with me. God saved me, and God has saved me. Quite a few times. And my thing is, there's so many things that happen to people generally in life where God saved you and you do not realize that He saved you, right? But I that was a moment that God has saved me, and lucky for me, a couple pulled up, and they said, "We didn't realize there was a turning here," and we saw the lights just flickered. That's my back lights they saw in the distance, flickered off the road, and it was funny. So we stopped here. There I wasn't. there was no phone, there's no mobiles those times,
no,
right?
they weren't, were they?
So I would have been just stuck there, right? But you know, God saves me, provides somebody to come, and those people took me home, took me to my home, and that's when I rang the police and explained what had gone on the whole bit. But you see, I just want to finish there and just say again, sometimes we're so busy in our life and we've got our ups and downs, all this kind of stuff, or we're flying really high, and sometimes people can forget what an important part that God plays in your life and how many times He saved you.
Yeah.
So one needs to sometimes look at your life and look at how blessed you are. I'll leave that where it is.
Actually,
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so wonderful, and I think
I
God
love
blessed us hugely in that sense, because He saved us, and we knew each other 34 years ago before we'd met. I mean, when I met Errol again, I'd healed from my cancer, and I was back at art school, and I decided to date dead artists the rest of my life because they were less trouble. They didn't snore and they didn't drink, and I could get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
So it's fine.
Yeah. So how did you
Anyway,
get together?
we met again after 34 years through an amazing friend called Boo, and we married at David and Carrie's 5 years ago last weekend. But we know that God's been in this meeting again.
I mean,
and
David Carey Grant.
Grant, yeah.
Yeah, we married at Hackney Town Hall, the legal bit, because we'd
Yeah.
both been married before, and we needed to do that bit there. And then they were so kind to us, weren't they?
Yeah.
They just opened their house up. We said it's only me and Errol, Then
And
100
then 1,000
people.
came along, yeah. I can't imagine you going, yes, it's just me and
Thanks to
him.
my kids.
We wanted to keep it small, but the kids wouldn't have it,
Rightly
Oh,
so.
no,
It
and
was
I think
great.
you do. When we were out on tour with you in the cars, it was just lovely to see you two together. And obviously, God finds people for each other. I'm hoping one day that God finds somebody for me.
Oh, you're heading for a run.
Because all I need is to find the right woman. And once I do that, I'm sure everything's going to be great.
But it is great.
Practically perfect
You know what I mean?
people.
You did something.
No.
Now, listen, go off, get the drum quickly. Go and get the drum.
okay,
'Cause
okay.
I want to show.
Poor old
this is-
Rachel.
all right,
She's just
here we
said
go, here we
that
go.
the test card can't be used, and she really wanted to
She
use
likes
it
to
for
use
that
the test card
costume.
on me whenever I do anything like that. But Errol's just gone off to get something because he's a drummer, and it's like having an escapologist that doesn't escape. It's no point, is it?
There's no point.
No, an opera singer that doesn't
No,
sing.
here he comes
And
with
look,
his
here
drum.
he is with. Look at this. Now it's going to be right. Here we go.
Is it going to be in shot? No, it's not. I'll
No,
hold
right,
it for you,
let
I
me-
think.
Let me just see if I can get that down. Here we go. I'm going to put it down. I haven't planned
That's a
for this.
great idea.
There we go. And,
So this little an amazing thing here is called the Quantum Drum Tuner. And this is Errol's invention.
there we go. Look at it there.
Wow.
And what it does is it tunes drums.
Right. Okay. Go on then.
Maybe
Show
you
us how.
didn't know it.
And this tuner is extraordinary because it does
I'll hold that.
drums and percussion. And what you're going to see now, you've never ever seen this before, where a tool like this, a device that can actually bring the sound of the drum. So that opens a new door of creativity for drummers, right? And I'm just going to prove that to you now, and I'll change the sound a couple of times and show you exactly, and you can hear for yourself that the sound has now come back to its original spot. So here we go. So I'm going to bang the drum. Right. I'm going to detune the drum.
So you might not know, but this is the batter head, and this is the resonant head underneath. The resonant head, sorry, underneath. And they often have 5 or 6 tension rods, maybe more.
To be fair, it's going to sound rubbish now.
That's bad, hey?
I'm going to make it even more rubbish.
It's going to make it worse. So these tension heads are what brings a drum head into tune. Yeah, that's flat.
That's really flat. Now I'm going to bring it back.
Now this has got a
into
number
where
there that Errol
so
knows.
it's on 10 because this is set on 10, right? And that's what you were hearing. So I'm actually going to bring it back to the sound of where it was. So what's happening now? The quantum tuner is remembering what we selected, and it's going to bring the sound.
So it recalls the sound and it brings it back to the sound you want.
Normally, to tune drums takes forever, and it's very
does.
stressful, and it's very costly.
My son's a drummer.
And if you're in a recording situation, right, just to tune the drums, would be taken a long time. Back in the day when we were doing the Imagination album, it took a day to get the perfect sound.
Yeah, we
for the
took 2
drum.
days actually.
Yeah. So
You were a
here we
good
go.
drummer.
So here we go.
It's back in tune.
Let me just take it back.
So the thing about drums is they go in and out of tune when you move them as well.
Yes.
So you move them from studio to gig
Yeah.
to concert hall to wherever.
This has never been done before.
And
chap.
no, this is
If you
a
wanna
one-off.
See more about the Quantum Tuner, you go to www.quantumtuner.com
That's
and you
www.quantumtuner.com,
So that's the original sound.
and you can see
And
testimonials.
I can go even more ridiculous now. Remember that now. So I'm going to
Ding,
take.
ding, 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 ding.
I'm going to
Ding,
go
ding,
up
ding,
and
ding.
notice when we're doing the sound. I don't have to bang around the edge like you would normally do when you tune a drum each time round the edge.
And that's why a lot of drummers, have challenges at a gig, because it makes a lot of noise and the singer wants to do their bit and it can be tricky. And of course in the studio, a lot of the live acoustic drum kits got replaced by the electronic kits.
Stuff, yeah.
And the electronic,
But with this, so I'm going to take the sound up.
because of the time factor.
You can hear that, yeah? So I'm going to bring it back to where it was originally. So here we go. So I'm going to take it back down. And bearing in mind, you can go on the internet and you can look around for...
So you might not know, but Errol was an engineer back in the
was an
day.
engineer.
He was an
He
engineer.
studied as an engineer, is that
Yeah,
right?
that was
Yes.
Mama Millie's,
Your
good
Jamaican
to me.
mother told you to go and get a job.
Go
Yes.
get a good job.
You never know.
So you can go and study music. Before you do that, you need to make sure that you've got another job.
Yeah,
You
career.
Another career. So I said, okay, Mum.
And this
The
is the
sound,
result.
back to the same sound, 100%. Yeah? And what you've just seen, everybody, that is impossible, what you've just seen. So the Quantum Tuner tunes not only just drums, but it tunes all percussion instruments like timpani, drum bass drums, just to name a few, yeah.
And you
Marching
invented
back
this
drums.
yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is coming out next year,
Ah,
right? So like I said,
Oh,
if you
so
want
this
to
is a
find-
premiere.
It's a
Yeah.
this is the
Ooh.
only one of its type. This is
Yeah.
the prototype that Errol's clutching carefully in his hand.
Yes.
Unlike the drumstick I just
so-
dropped on the floor.
Do you like the do you like the special
see, Hannah.
effects?
yeah, very good, isn't it? Oh,
So like I was saying now, if you want to find out more about the Quantum Drum and Percussion Tuner, go to www.quantumtuner.com and really just look at all the videos. You've got a lot of superstar drummers talking about it, yeah?
This is salvation for drums we're talking
Yes.
about.
salvation for drummers.
The healing power for drums.
Okay,
What
so
an interesting. You see, we've never done that in the Steinway room before. Tuning drums. And now all those people out there go, I don't play the drums. So.
Well, you just need to invent
You must
them
know
for
somebody.
voices instead.
no,
On you go, Errol. Work out if you can do it for
I
voices.
want to do two things. And one of them is, I was going to say, God of the Moon and Stars. Because I just put it on, please. Thanks. Let's just sing this
And
one.
this is for Alan Chivers. Alan Chivers, who
And
is
thanks for this, guys.
75 today.
And
it's your favourite song.
Paul Field,
Paul
who I
Field.
went to art
Oh,
school
God.
with when I was 18.
Right back in
And he's a brilliant
1985.
songwriter. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll go with that. Won't we, Paul?
Okay. And this is
Love
for
to Ruth
Alan
too.
Chivers, not for Chris Chivers. I was close. God of the moon and stars, God of the near and far, God of the fragile hearts we are, I come to you. God of our history, God of the future that will be, what will you make of me? I come to you. God of the meek and mild, God of the reckless and the wild, God of the unreconciled, I come to you. God of our life and death,
God of our secrets unconfessed, God of our every living breath, I come to you. God of the rich and poor, God of the princess and the whore, God of the ever open door, I come to you. God of the unborn child, God of the pure and undefiled, God of the pimp and pedophile, I come to you. God of the war and peace, God of the junkie and the priest, God of the greatest and the least, I come to you. God of the refugee, God of the prisoner and the free, God of our doubt and certainty, I come to you. God of our joy and grief, God of the lawyer and the thief, God of our faith and unbelief, I come to you. God of the wounds we bear, God of the deepest dreams we share, God of our unspoken prayer, I come to you. God of a world that's lost, God of a lonely, lonely cross, God who has come to us, we come to you. That's for Alan.
Very special.
Lovely song.
Very
And thank
special.
you,
Beautiful,
Paul Field,
beautiful.
for writing that song.
Beautiful.
Sung
Beautiful song.
nearly every place I've ever been,
Yes,
every
it's,
concert I've ever done. And
The
we
lyrics are
got,
extraordinary.
they are, aren't they?
They are
I
extraordinary.
mean, when you knew Paul, was he?
Oh, he was amazing.
was
He
a-
always has been just the most incredible songwriter. We used to go, we had little music rooms at the college we were at in Bromley, and we were both
You
doing
went to Bromley
art.
Art School.
And we were
That's
we were
where Lexi went. Yes,
Okay.
it was the same way.
Well, and there were music rooms, and Paul used to just play for hours and hours on the piano. So,
Yeah.
you know, when we finished, I used to slump down and sit and listen to him. I'd sit on the floor and he'd be writing, and it's just songs poured out of him. I sang a song called For the World One Voice. I did a cover version of that in America of his song, and it's a beautiful song, and I sang it to my son Jake. It's about... you know, war, really. I mean, it's a song for our time, actually.
Very much so.
And
He
Elkie
manages
Brooks.
to tap that side,
Yeah,
doesn't
he does. He's just got a brilliant way of saying it so poetically and strongly, and yet gently at the same time. He has got an amazing talent.
He has, and I think...
Very
actually,
underrated, I
yeah.
think.
Oh.
You know, Van Morrison should have, you know, got in touch with him a bit, I think.
I always
I think
feel-
he should have sang
yeah.
a bit more gravelly. That was my thing.
Yeah, what he needed to.
Yeah, he just needs to be a bit more gravelly.
You think he was a bit too nice?
Yeah, that was my only, you know. But I think his beautiful recordings with Nutshell and all the,
yeah.
I mean, stunning.
They were-
Annie and
they
Mo and just beautiful.
And I think actually it's all of that, isn't it? You kind of go into that and you see that what he's done. You know,
He's
written
world
so
class.
many songs.
Yes.
He was prolific.
Yeah.
You know, again.
And that's what I kind of mean. I'm jealous for his
Got a lot of
talent.
gospel songs
That's
out
why
there
I'm
as well,
saying,
yeah.
you know, it was too pretty.
Yeah,
for
I
me.
know, I
I
know.
just wanted him to be a world.
Yeah,
But his
I think
songs
actually,
are world class, and they've
yes.
done more to change people's lives, I guess.
I think he has. That God of the Moon Stars at this, and we've got to go.
I'm
It's
afraid
Get
so.
Peaceful 10:01. So we're 2 hours done, and we're not even close. We didn't get into, but so we got. By the way, some of this people would have asked about us playing tracks, the ones that would have been famous, the famous tracks, so the big hits.
Yes.
But we on Facebook and YouTube, you can't play them because we get hits and silence. We get muted on it on the stream. So it's a kind of it's a very awful situation. You gave us some tracks, and I think one or two of them were picked up. She ran them beforehand, and they were cited immediately. Even the ones that were supposedly not copyrighted. The algorithm now picks up everything.
Wow.
So even our stuff. Now we had to be whitelisted for our stuff. And we used to be gonged all the time. In fact, but people would come in and say it's copyright free, and then it was silenced in all the 47 regions in the world and all that kind of stuff. So we can't afford to get gonged. No. But actually, I wanted your story. I think actually that
That's what's really moved people. Really moved people tonight.
Yeah. And your own vulnerabilities. You know, vulnerability in a world of success is not common. And it's why often people find it uncomfortable. Successful people, they want to see success all the time. That's what they want.
It's like an addiction, isn't it?
It is an addiction. They have to see everybody. You know, we have to be as we were when we were 25.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Time moves on.
Yeah, and it's not always like that. And when you do have low times.
Yeah.
We've all had
Microphone.
low times.
Microphone.
Sorry, we all have low times. I was just dwelling out on what you were saying there, but we all have low times. Bev has been through some low. You've been through some low, because life is like it's an up and down situation, but it's about snapping out of that, finding your purpose. Which is, and I'm speaking like this, but these things aren't easy to do, to go through that. And when you
purpose is it's difficult to find sometimes, isn't it?
And once you have that bang, that purpose, right? You know, like Bev's my purpose, right? You know what I mean? And like, because we work together as well as a team, and I think that's what's so important.
We're very blessed.
If I'm on
to find love in your 60s, actually.
Yes.
You know, I cried through most of my 40s.
Really?
I was sick a lot of the time in my 50s, actually.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, swinging 60s, here we come.
Yeah.
Had a few years at art school, which was really great. And then I met this man, and it's been great.
You're a tour de force.
Yeah, so you're a great team. You're a great team.
And purpose, actually, it's a very thing, and I'll finish with this. It's something that I just spoke today with one of my closest friends, and about purpose. I hit 62, 63. You know, my star is in the descendants. It's not. I'm not getting. You know,
it's going up.
No, but it's actually finding. It's finding what.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? I went to the Isle of Wight to help some people in the Wellbeing Cafe. And I just sat with them, sung to them, did the bingo with them, and I suddenly thought that these 30-odd people here, that I found a purpose in that, helping the disadvantaged, helping those who
I've just got one quickie for you. Uncle Morris, 94, my Uncle Morris, I rang him in Boston the other day, And he was beaming with life. Because my Auntie Iris, his wife, died 2 years ago, just post-COVID. He said, Bev, it's great, I've got a job at church. He said, I came up with this idea. Senior Life Matters. He said, I've got all the 90s together.
Oh, bless him. Bless him.
It's good, isn't it?
So actually, it's never over till it's
Never
over.
over.
You
Keep
think
going.
90s, you know.
You know, but that's
Brilliant.
what drives you, because when you have a purpose, I mean, like we've been on projects. Bev's doing her art show. I'm there beside her, and I'm doing something else. She's there, and to have that where we're at the moment in time of life is so important, because from that you draw strength and you get that purpose, and it
So we have
injects
been
you.
blessed. Big
I mean,
time.
just like doing the Quantum, Bev's artwork, my artwork, going out and doing shows again, which is something I want to do next year. I just want to get back to playing again. These things are a purpose.
Yeah.
They drive you. And
I agree. Doing a show there's nothing like it. So
it's the
could
buzz.
you guys book me again, please? Get me some more. I need to do more. I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
And we're well, I think we do Go Peaceful, and I think we'll cut the Lord Bless, because it's too long and people will be in bed. So Sue, come and sit up with me.
Oh, yeah.
We'll sing it as a foursome,
over there.
right? And lyrics over there.
Lovely.
Lord bless you, keep you. Let's have it. It's been a wonderful time.
Which one are you?
Yeah.
We have
I'm sorry.
loved
Go
it.
Peaceful. Go Peaceful, not the Lord bless you. And this is another Paul Field song. Sue, can you get in your camera shot?
I can squidge in.
Okay, can you do that? Okay, yes, let's get you over there. There we go. There you go. All right, Sue, you okay there?
This is very
it's okay,
special.
darling. I'll just fall off the edge. It's not a
I'll-
problem.
I'll-
I will fall off peacefully.
So beautiful.
I won't go so peacefully. Tell you that.
you guys are amazing, you know.
Yeah, you are
Next level,
amazing.
next
This
level.
is incredible.
And we
Such
sing this
joy.
together for all of you out there
We do.
as you head into what might be a difficult week. I know ours is going to be an interesting week. It's going to be wonderful meeting you all on Wednesday, but it's going to be challenging in between. It goes like this. Go peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways. We sing together as it's good for brothers and sisters to dwell together in harmony. Let's sing it. Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim. Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame. God speed you, God lead you, and keep you wrapped around His heart. May you be known by love. As you enter this week, we pray that God will be with you in all your trials and tribulations and your joy. You know, when you something to laugh at it. When you something to cry at it. We also think of those people who are going to be in need this week.
We do.
Karen Bate, we think of her, and
Oh, yes.
and Heather,
And Michael.
Michael Cooper. We think of you if you're still with us now in the evening, and we know you're going through it right now. We pray for you. And I think to spare a thought for...
And we know that Carol and Chris, you're still struggling with illnesses in your lives.
Yes. And it goes like this. Be righteous.
Be
righteous. Speak truthfully in a world of greed and lies. Show kindness. See everyone through heaven's eyes. God holds you together and fold you keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known. Go again. By love, God hold you and fold you and keep you wrapped around his heart. May you be known by love. What a great evening it's been having the great stuff, big hearts and minds and everything else. To Bev,
John and Sue.
to Errol, God bless you as you go forward, and we hope you'll come and see us again.
Yes,
come back in.
Absolutely.
And
God bless you
God
guys,
bless you
because
too,
you
you're
guys
amazing.
are extraordinary, I tell you. Absolute extraordinary people.
Thanks, mate.
Bless you.
God
Bless
bless
you.
you. See you soon. God bless
God
Bye-bye,
bless you,
everybody.
everyone. Love
See you
you.
on the
Bye-bye.
3rd
See
on
you.
Wednesday. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.